The first thing that slips away isn't your memory. It's not even your strength. It's your confidence in your own legs. You stand up from your favorite chair and pause. Your knees hesitate. Your balance feels just a little off. It's not dramatic, not yet, but deep down, you feel it. Walking across the room takes more effort than it should. You've started reaching for handrails, checking your footing more often. And it makes you wonder, is this what aging really feels like? But here's the truth. Sometimes it's not age. Sometimes it's your body quietly signaling that it's missing something. Something small, but powerful. A vital nutrient that could mean the difference between needing help or rising on your own. In today's video, we'll explore 3 silent deficiencies that steal your mobility after 60 and how you can take it back, one simple step at a time. If that sounds like something you need, stay with me. And if you find even a little clarity here, I'd be grateful if you'd hit like and subscribe. This channel is your home for science-backed advice, made gentle and personal so you can age with strength, steadiness, and self-trust again. First, the hidden signal, when just tired, is something else. You're not just tired. Your body is whispering, "I'm missing something vital." Remember that quiet hesitation before climbing stairs? That subtle heaviness in your legs? That moment where you almost stumble, even when there's nothing in your way? These aren't random glitches, they're signs, early, important signs that your body is running low on something essential, vitamin D. Most people think of vitamin D as the bone vitamin, and it is. But what they don't realize until it's too late is that vitamin D plays a far deeper role in muscle function, balance, and strength. In fact, research from the Journal of Gerontology shows that seniors with low vitamin D levels are over twice as likely to suffer from muscle weakness. Another study from Trinity College Dublin found that adults over 60 with inadequate vitamin D had nearly 3 times the risk of poor physical performance. This isn't just about numbers. This is about everyday life. When your vitamin D dips too low, your muscles don't contract as they should. Your nerves send fuzzy, weak signals. You start using your arms to push yourself up instead of relying on your legs. You walk shorter distances. You avoid stairs, even when your heart says, "Go." Eventually, you move less not because you want to, but because you have to. And when movement stops, everything slows down. Your metabolism, your mood, your independence. So, how does this happen? After age 60, our skin becomes far less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. We also tend to spend more time indoors. And even when we're outside, sunscreen, clothing, and age-related metabolic changes block or reduce our ability to make use of the sunlight we do get. Then there's diet. While foods like salmon, sardines, eggs, and fortified milk contain vitamin D, most seniors simply don't consume enough of them daily to maintain healthy levels. Worse, many don't know they're deficient until they've already lost strength or suffered a fall. But here's the good news. This deficiency is fixable. Not overnight, and not with miracle pills, but with awareness, testing, and gentle daily habits. If any of this sounds like your story, if your legs have felt weaker, your steps slower, or your balance less reliable, it's time to ask your doctor for a simple 25-hydroxy vitamin D blood test. It's quick, inexpensive, and it might just explain everything you've been feeling. According to the National Institutes of Health, adults over 65 should aim for 801 IU of vitamin D daily. Some may need more depending on individual health and sunlight exposure. You can also try this. Start your day with 15-30 minutes of morning sunshine, no sunscreen, just gentle exposure. Take a short walk, breathe in the day. Not only does it boost your vitamin D naturally, it also lifts your mood and gets your blood flowing. Let me tell you a story. I once spoke with a woman in Florida, 22 years old, a retired nurse. She used to garden every morning but stopped because her knees felt weak and standing up became hard. Her doctor found she was deficient in vitamin D. After 2 months of supplements and regular morning walks, she told me, "I stood up from my garden stool without grabbing the fence, and I cried. Not because it hurt, because it didn't." That's what vitamin D can give you back. Not just strength, but the dignity of moving on your own terms again. And the truth is, it's never too late to start. Second, the nervous connection. When balance feels like guesswork. Sometimes it's not your legs that are the problem. It's the message they're receiving. In Part 2, we explored how a lack of vitamin D weakens your muscles, makes simple movements harder, and drains the confidence you once had in your own steps. But what if your legs do have the strength yet still feel unsteady? What if you walk slower, not because your muscles are tired, but because your brain isn't fully sure where your feet are? This brings us to the second missing piece in the puzzle of senior mobility, vitamin B12. Why B12 matters more than you think. Vitamin B12 doesn't get the same attention as vitamin D, but for adults over 60, it might be even more critical. That's because B12 protects your nervous system, specifically the myelin sheath, the insulation around your nerves that allows messages from your brain to travel smoothly to your muscles. Without it, your nerves begin to misfire. The result? A strange mix of symptoms that don't always make sense. Tingling or numbness in your feet or hands. A heavy, dragging feeling in the legs. Trouble with balance, even when standing still. Walking with a wider stance, your feet farther apart, to compensate for instability. One common sign. Walking in the dark becomes harder not because your vision changed, but because your nerves aren't telling your body exactly where you are in space. The evidence. What science reveals. According to a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, up to 20% of people over 60 have low or borderline D12 level SAND. Many of them never realize it until symptoms worsen. Worse, even mild B12 deficiency can result in balance problems and slower walking speed, as confirmed by researchers at Tufts University. In fact, their study showed that adults with low B12 walked more than 10% slower and had significantly more difficulty standing on one leg compared to those with healthy levels. That's not just an inconvenience, it's a serious risk. Because once your balance goes, your risk of falling skyrockets. And as we all know, one bad fall can change everything from a broken hip to months of recovery to a permanent loss of independence. Why it happens so quietly? So why is B12 deficiency so common and so overlooked? The problem isn't just what you eat. It's what your body absorbs. As we age, our stomachs naturally produce less acid, and acid is essential for extracting B12 from food. So even if you eat meat, fish, eggs, or dairy, the best sources of B12, your body might not be absorbing enough. On top of that, many common medications like acid reducers, PPIs, metformin for diabetes, and some blood pressure meds interfere with B12 absorption. That means a huge number of seniors are walking around with low B12 and blaming themselves for just getting old. What you can do. The good news? B12 deficiency is easy to test and easy to treat. Ask your doctor for a simple blood test. If your B12 is low, they might recommend a daily B12 supplement, 501 mcg, P12 injections, if your absorption is severely impaired. A B12-rich diet, beef liver, tuna, salmon, eggs, fortified cereals. And the best part? The turnaround can be surprisingly fast. One man I met, 68 years old, told me he had to watch his legs when he walked, like they weren't fully his. After 3 months on B12 supplements, his balance returned, his walk steadied, and he looked me in the eye and said, "I feel like I got my legs back and with them my life." Bridging the lessons. So, here's the truth. You can have strong muscles with enough vitamin D. But if your nerves aren't firing correctly because of low 12, you still won't feel steady. Mobility isn't just a matter of strength, it's about coordination, connection, and clarity in every movement. Coming up next, we'll explore the third missing nutrientone that fuels your energy at its very core. Because what good is strength and coordination if your legs still feel like they're made of lead? Next is the energy disconnect when your legs feel like lead. Sometimes your legs aren't weak, they're just out of fuel. Let's be honest, there are days when it's not pain or balance that holds you back. It's the sheer heaviness in your legs, as if you're walking through wet cement or dragging invisible weights behind you. You want to move, but your body says, "Not today." This crushing fatigue isn't about motivation, it's about metabolism and, more specifically, a quiet deficiency in vitamin bone, also known as thiamine. The role of thiamine. Thiamine is your body's spark plug. It takes the food you eat, especially carbohydrates, and turns it into usable energy for your muscles and nerves. When your body runs low on thiamine, your cells can't generate energy effectively. So even if you've eaten a good meal, your muscles still feel starved. Your legs tire faster. You feel winded walking across the room. You avoid errands, gardening, or simply taking the stairs. Some people describe it like this: "My mind still wants to move, but my body feels like it's shutting down." The research speaks clearly. Though full-blown beriberi, a severe bone deficiency, is rare in developed countries, mild to moderate thiamine deficiency is shockingly common in older adults. A study published in Age and Aging revealed that up to 30% of elderly hospitalized patients had low thiamine levels, often without being diagnosed. Another analysis found that low thiamine is linked with slower walking speed, more frequent falls, and poor overall coordination. In plain terms, your legs may be fine, your nerves may be healthy, but if your muscles aren't receiving fuel, none of it matters. Why this deficiency happens? So why do older adults lose thiamine? It's not just age, it's lifestyle. Reduced appetite. Many seniors eat less as they age, often skipping meals or cutting back on carbs. Refined diets. White bread, pasta, and rice have had their thiamine stripped away during processing. Diuretics. Common medications for blood pressure or heart failure flush thiamine out of your body. Alcohol use. Even moderate intake can interfere with thiamine absorption. Chronic illness or stress. Both can deplete your thiamine stores more rapidly than usual. Over time, the lack adds up and your legs begin to feel it. How to get your spark back? Here's the good news. Thiamine is water-soluble, which means it's safe to supplement. Your body takes what it needs and flushes the rest. If you're experiencing heavy, sluggish legs, fatigue after light activity, loss of appetite, or memory fog, balance issues without a clear cause, then it's time to ask your doctor about your thiamine status. Most adults need just 1.1 to 1.2 milligrams per day, but those who are deficient may require short-term higher doses under medical supervision. Simple ways to add bone to your life. Foods rich in thiamine include whole grains, brown rice, oats, quinoa, legumes, lentils, black beans, navy beans, seeds, nuts, sunflower seeds, flax seeds, pork, One of the best natural sources. Liver, eggs, peas. You can also look for B-complex supplements that include thiamine alongside other energy-supporting vitamins. Even a gentle change like switching from white rice to brown or adding sunflower seeds to your salad can begin to shift your energy levels. A story of lightness returning. One woman I spoke to, age 74, told me her legs felt like sandbags. She'd given up morning walks, couldn't stand for long while cooking, and stopped visiting her grandkids in the park. Her doctor found her thiamine levels were low. With supplements and small dietary tweaks, her energy started to return. A month later, she said, "I didn't run a marathon. I just walked from the kitchen to the porch, without stopping. And for the first time in months, I felt free." That's what restoring energy really means. Not just doing more, but doing what matters, without feeling like your body is resisting every step. Connecting the pieces. So let's pull it together. Vitamin D powers your muscle strength. Vitamin B12 restores your nerve clarity. Vitamin bone, thiamine, gives you the energy to actually move. And when even one of those is missing, the body hesitates. But when you restore all three, you don't just move better, you feel whole again. In the next section, we'll talk about the emotional toll of losing your physical independence and how taking back control of your health can reignite your confidence from the inside out. So, the emotional impact. What weak legs really take away? Losing strength doesn't just change how you move, it changes how you see yourself. Up until now, we've talked about your legs from a physical perspective: muscles, nerves, energy. But if you've felt your steps becoming unsure, if you've had to sit out of family outings or cancel a walk because of how your legs feel, then you know, this isn't just about the body. It's about the heart. Because when your legs fail you, it affects more than your stride. It chips away at your independence, your confidence, and even your identity. The invisible loss no one talks about. For many older adults, the hardest part of aging isn't pain. It's not being able to do the things you once did without a second thought. You stop taking long walks. You hesitate to meet friends in places with stairs. You pass on playing with your grandkids because getting up from the ground feels risky. You start saying no more than yes, not because you want to, but because you don't trust your body to keep up. That's when something deeper sets in. A sense of shrinking. A quiet grief. The fear that this is just how life is now. One woman, age 78, once told me, "I didn't realize how strong I used to feel until I didn't feel it anymore, and it made me feel small, not just physically, but inside." The mental health link. This isn't just emotional, it's scientific. Research from the Journal of Aging and Health found that declines in mobility are closely linked with increased rates of depression, anxiety, and social isolation among older adults. In fact, seniors who experience limited mobility are 3 times more likely to report symptoms of emotional distress. Why? Because losing the ability to move freely doesn't just limit your physical world, it narrows your emotional world too. It becomes harder to participate, harder to connect, harder to feel like you belong. And that loneliness, it creeps in slowly. Not in a dramatic moment, but in small, subtle ways. A missed family trip. A canceled lunch. A chair left empty at the party. These things add up, and over time, they change how you see yourself. The turning point. Reclaiming more than movement. But here's the beauty. Strength is never just about muscles. It's about what happens inside you when you start moving again. When you begin to feel steadier, stronger, and more confident on your feet. You don't just walk better, you begin to show up again. You go to that community event. You volunteer. You laugh more, say yes more, reach for life more. It might sound small, but it's not. Because every time you choose to engage again, to walk a little farther, to attend that gathering, to take that trip to the mailbox, you're reclaiming a piece of your freedom. And with it, a piece of yourself. Stories of return. One man, 82, told me he hadn't walked to the coffee shop in 2 years. After addressing his vitamin deficiencies and starting a daily walking habit, he went again slowly, carefully, but independently. He said, "I didn't just get my legs back, I got back the part of me that still believes I can keep going." That belief? That spark? It doesn't come from youth. It comes from hope, action, and the quiet decision to not give up on your body or yourself. The emotional reward. So yes, healing your legs means healing your muscles. But it also means healing your mindset. Because the more you move, the more you believe. And the more you believe, the farther you'll go. In the final section, we'll bring all this together. The science, the emotions, the small victories into a simple, powerful message you can carry forward. Because no matter your age, you deserve to feel strong in your body and safe in your soul. Finally, reclaiming strength is possible. Aging doesn't take your strength, it asks you to rediscover it differently. If you've made it this far, I want you to take a moment and breathe. Not just because you finished this video, but because something inside you is still fighting, still reaching, still believing. Let's take a step back and remember what we've uncovered together. Vitamin D, the key that helps your muscles engage, hold you steady, and get you up those stairs. Vitamin B12, the protector of your nerves, keeping your steps clear and confident. Vitamin bone, thiamine, the fuel your legs need to move with power and ease. These aren't miracle cures, they're your body's forgotten tools waiting to be picked up again. And as you restore these building blocks, something even more beautiful begins to return. Your self-trust. Your desire to move freely. Your right to say yes, again, to the moments that matter. So what can you do today? Ask your doctor for a simple blood test. Add one nutrient-rich food to your plate. Take a short walk in the sunlight. Speak kindly to your legs, they're not giving up, they're asking for help. And if this video has reminded you that strength doesn't leave, it simply goes quiet, then let's not let that whisper be ignored anymore. You're not alone. You're not broken. You're not done. Leave a comment. Share your story. You never know who needs your voice to find their courage. And if you haven't already, hit like and subscribe to join this journey of strength, step by step, week by week. Because you still have miles to go. And your legs? They're ready if you are.